joining us now to look at the same unremitted funds, alleged unremitted funds by the NNPC, is former acting National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Bode Ojomu. Good morning and thanks for joining us. You've been following this particular matter. What can you tell us on this particular allegation from the CBN?
Well, good morning, Sulaiman, Nilta, and Maupelgu. Good morning, Nigerians. You see, when I read the letter, that letter came out sometime in September. And I said to myself, we have gone through these dangerous parts again. Why do I say that? You see, there's only one government. The conduct of affairs in Nigeria has been such an approach as if we have several governments. The institutions, remember when Obama was in Ghana, he said what Africa needs is strong institutions. The CBN, the NNPC, like several other commissions, agencies, and parastatals of government, the National Assembly, the executive, all of them together are still under one government. That the Nigerian people gave the mandate that which within the John Locke theory of social contract, that which I cannot do as an individual, or that we cannot do as an individuals put together collectively, we surrender our mandate to the state, that Nigerian state, in which the agent of that state will be the government, to do all that is necessary that we cannot do as an individual. And Nigeria opted for a federal system of government. There are other several systems of government, but Nigeria, preferred, or by constitutional provision, we have a federal system of government. Anyone in every department of that government has a responsibility to see that that government is effectively run. Let me explain to you. Most of the companies that have sustained almost 10 decades in Nigeria, maybe like Unilever, Guinness, many of them like that. In the administration of those companies, there are internal problems, just as we have internal problems in government. But how many times have you had these organizations running first to the public domain? Who are the consumers of their products anyway? Just as Nigerians are the beneficiaries of the inflow or outflow, good governance or bad governance from government. So my position, why I say we have come through dangerous parts again, is that people have not been able to live up to their responsibilities as to managers of the various institutions of government, which we're supposed to strengthen for basic deliveries, for the essence for which government was established in the first place.
Is that not the attempt of CBN trying to strengthen?
No, I will tell you, I don't see it that way. For example, let's take CBN as the government of Nigeria. Can any director that has a problem with another directorate within the CBN as to how the internal administration of that agency should run, can he quickly run to the public? What I'm saying is that the internal mechanism to administer states or governments in these institutions are not strictly adhered to.
My major question would be, did the CBN run to the public?
Well, you see, what I mean by this is that, you see, you can see with these, inroads into the social media, when any process of communication, you must have your, inputs. Something prompted you to write the letter. When Dakuku was speaking, he said there's almost tripartite levels of meetings. And he wondered what they do at that meeting, that those issues could not have been resolved, even though U2 was combative in his presentation. That those issues cannot be resolved at those levels. Those are what I refer to, the internal mechanism, not as well in the private sector.
We have to bear in mind,
yes,
the CBN by itself is an institution.
Yes.
The NNPC is another company by itself.
An institution of government.
Yes, owned by the federal government on behalf of the Nigerian people, I would believe.
Yes.
Now, this letter was written on September the 25th.
Yes.
Addressed to the President of the Federal Republic, not to Nigerians.
See, not to Nigerians, but you see, but how did it get to the public domain? That may not be a purpose. But what I'm saying is this, is that, you see, let's come to the social plane. within family setup, issue we can sit like this and resolve for our family to remain in harmony, for us to be seen in the eyes of public as a responsible family. There's no need for us generating mail that can be leaked to the media to enter the public domain, which is what has happened. And my fear is this, is that by the time you throw these tantrums one day, another tantrums another day, you erode public confidence about the government or the leaders of that government. And that is not good for all of us. What I've noticed...
Are you saying then that this thing should not be documented in letters? That's what seems
there are enough platforms which are called the internal mechanism within the framework of government for both NNPC and CBN to have resolved it. Because what they're supposed to do first is what they are doing now at the tail end. What I will call their own way of damage control. Because in your report, you said Okupe said that they will meet and then resolve the thing and make sure that they have met, okay? Yes. And make sure that anything will not be swept under the carpet. Now I ask you, are the people who are now meeting at the tail end after the damage that I'm advocating is not right for government, were they not there in the beginning? Is the platform not there for them to do what they are now doing at the concluding end?
So that's a question I think we should actually ask the executive arm of government, because if this letter was written as far back as the 25th, and we want to believe it most likely got there, shouldn't these meetings have been called and held between the NNPC and the CBN?
Yes, our thinking is the same. I'm saying that letter in the first instance was not necessary. No, because every communication has its own purpose.
What you seem to be suggesting is that the CBN should have met with the NNPC without involving the presidency or without this formal level.
No, all these meetings, Okupe is referring to, is within the purview and the structure of government, which the presidency is not out of it. So they should have exploited that platform. And you see, another point I would like to make is that there are some institutions of government that must neither steer controversy or be in controversy. If you look through history, this new era of Sanusi seems to be an era that both showmanship have been brought to the administration of the central bank, and one way or the other, the leadership of that central bank have been steering controversy one way or the other. If it is not today that platform is used to steer some traditional values, traditional titles or whatever, it's all that. And all these things have meanings.
Mr. John,
you must use your platform with some degree of decorum, and your institutions that you man must not be seen within controversy or steer controversy. And I mean what I'm trying to say. You see, I started on a note that there's only one government, and that's where I stand. There's only one government, and people who held in trust the responsibility of various institutions of government must do it with decorum.
Mr. Joe, if I may come in here, that letter that we're talking about here, the CBN letter, if you read the letter, you'll notice that he talked about several conversations that had been held concerning the issue of non-remittance of funds. Not just to the CBN, and also the exports, the monies they are owing towards exports and all of that. Now, you say these are things that they should have done internally.
Yes, that is.
Is this not a sign that things have gotten to, they've been pushed to the wall and they had nowhere else to turn?
Okay.
Is that not a sign?
No, I don't believe that they don't have anywhere to turn. Where have they turned to now? I did not meet him at the level of the presidency to resolve the president.
And according to the NNPC, they responded to that letter to the president.
Yes.
So, for the CBN to get to the point of writing the letter in the first place means that they've gotten to the point where they can't go on anymore.
No, you see, I don't seriously agree with you, and I still go to my point. You see, if it is true that in the resolution of the emerging conflicts, with the damage of erosion of public confidence on the characters that man institutions of government and even the government itself, now they are coming back to they have met to do what I'm insisting ought to be done first.
Sorry, you said public confidence. Erosion of public confidence.
Yes, erosion of public confidence.
Do you think there was even any confidence?
Well, you know, it's Miss Girl. You can be on any of the divide. Because even when elections takes place, you don't have 100% of voters saying that this is the man we want. So that division is normal in democracy.
Because
must agree to
this letter coming to the public domain has raised a lot of interest among Nigerians.
Yes.
So much so that they want to know what is going on within the institutions of government.
Yes.
Should institutions of government stay so secret from the owner, so to speak?
There's a trend, which I said is a dangerous trend. Everyone on any platform of government want to gain what I call higher moral ground for a future, what I call political benefits. Because ordinarily, if the purpose is for the orderly administration and the fulfillment of the essence of governance, all this showmanship, trying to get the public sensitized in issues that will lead to nowhere at the end of the day.